Quick, graph y equals 1/2 raised to the quantity of x minus 2 plus 1 by hand 2 different ways. This is part of the family of functions series. You will need graph paper, or you can download this PDF and print it. Press pause as needed anytime during this video. First, we need to decide what the parent function is and its shape. Parent function is y equals 1/2 raised to the x power, and the shape is this parent function right here, which I like to call an easy chair, but it's facing the opposite way than what the y equals 2 to the x does. We need to identify the parameters. Those are the values in the expression that affect the graph. In this case, there are 2 different parameters. And how do they affect the graph? Well, the plus 1 shifts all points up 1, including the asymptote, which will go from y equals 0 to y equals 1. It also affects the origin. Minus 2 is inside the exponent and shifts each point to the right 2, which also affects the so-called origin. And the new origin will be at 2 because we're shifting to the right, comma 1 because we're shifting up 1. So we'll plot 2, 1, that'll be our new origin, and that all points will be plotted relative to this new origin. So let's go ahead and do the 1/2 to the x dance. So that's right 0 up 1 from that new origin there, because 1/2 raised to the 0 is 1. Right 1 up 1/2 because 1/2 raised to the first is 1/2. Right 2 up 1/4, if you square 1/2 you get 1/4. Going in the other direction, left 1 up 2, because 1/2 raised to the negative 1 is a reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2. And left 2 up 4, reciprocal of 1/2 is 2, squared is positive 4. So now we can go ahead and connect the points and make it look like an easy chair type curve. We'll compare it to the parent function, and you can see that very similar curve. It has been shifted to the right and also down. Second way is using a table. Here's our table of values we normally use for y equals 1/2 to the x. The minus 2 inside the exponent shifts each point to the right 2, so we have to add 2 to each x value to shift it to the right. So 2 plus 2 would be 4. 1 plus 2 would be 3, and so on. Press pause as needed anytime. The plus 1 adds 1 to each y value. So 1/4 plus 1 would be 1/4 plus 4/4, which is 5/4. So we can plot 4, 1 1/4. 1/2 plus 1 would be 1/2 plus 2/2, which is 3/2. 3, 1 1/2. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2, 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, 1, 3. And 4 plus 1 is 5, 0, 5, which is our y-intercept also. We can now go ahead and draw the asymptote, and it looks like this is leveling off at the line y equals 1. So we'll go ahead and draw that line in at y equals 1. And connect the points to make it look like an easy chair. Compare that to the parent function. Now you try one. Graph y equals 1/2 raised to the quantity of x plus 3 minus 2. Use either method or both for the practice. Press pause to do this and then resume when you're finished to check your answer. And here's your answer in green, both the graph and the table.